There's something about her. The way she's so blunt but polite at the same blasted time. She's elegant yet fierce somehow, and both of those facts work in complete harmony. For all I know, she's perfect, and even her imperfections are perfect. I went on and on as I vented to my friends about the beautiful, mysterious Kendra. Loch Harrell, behind the school, on the old set of bleachers. No one used them anymore, other than us. They used the new metal ones near the football field. Yes, yes, Math started, cutting me off before I could continue another statement on her constant subject. We are fully understanding about your obsession with the female, but is she really as spectacular as you say? Aim? He finished by asking Amy for confirmation, since she was the only other person who met her, other than me, within our group. It was odd to hear him call her by her nickname. Again, I'm not going to go into reasoning on why we call her that. But while Math and I were bickering, Amy was in her own world, not paying any attention to any of us. So I took it upon myself to answer his question. Yeah, to me, she is a lot spectacular. She was the center of my world last year, and I was only fueled by my yearning to know the mystery that I came to know her. Until yesterday. Now the blunt but polite and elegant yet fierce young woman is my world, I explained. Wow, you're hopeless, Adam said with a sigh, as he went through his phone, probably texting one of the many girls he was talking to this week. If my calculations aren't mistaken, Alec, you've talked to this chick for 15 minutes last year, 25 minutes yesterday. So, really, you've only been with her for about an hour in total. That doesn't matter to me. She's the only thing that really matters. Not the time we've been together, not her brother, nor my dick of a friend that doesn't understand anything. Only her. I sulked as I rested my head on Aim's lap. She smiled out at me and rubbed my head, and then kissed my forehead, like she'd done so many times before. It's great to have a lesbian for a best friend. She acts like a girlfriend, but doesn't really feel anything for you. She also acts like one of the guys, since she's such a tomboy. Adam, maybe you should try understanding the poor lad. I mean, it's not like he can help his hormonal tendencies, Ad stated. I'm not being hormonal, I hollered. Amy tried to calm me down by petting my head like a cat, but I only brushed her hand away. I love her, from everything to the way she walks to the way she talks. Are you sure you don't love her for the way her ass moves when she walks? 'Cause from what you told me, she's a damn fox, Adam said. I got up off the bench to my feet and punched him so hard in the gut he flew off the top bleacher. He fell with a girly screech, and he tumbled down a little hill. Math and Ad were laughing their asses off. Before I knew it, Adam was up on his feet, and tackled me to the ground off the bleacher. We landed in the sandpit and wrestled for a good 15 minutes until the bell rang for the end of the day. The front and the back doors were flooded with students, eager to go home. If you didn't notice before, we were skipping. Minutes passed, and Adam and I were still in the sandpit, watching people pass. Where's Kendra? I questioned. Kendra this, Kendra that, Kendra everything. Have you any idea how annoying you get? Adam hollered at me. I waved him away inside, calming down. More time passed, and there was still no sign of Kendra. I knew she had gone to school today, 'cause I seen her pull into the parking lot next to her brother this morning. But she didn't leave yet? After a few more minutes, and she still didn't come out. I decided to go in myself and look for her. I got up and made my way around the school. There were still a couple of students hanging around here and there, cleaning out their lockers, coming back from the bathroom, that sort of thing, but none of them were Kendra. I checked the library. She wasn't there. I checked the girls' locker room. She wasn't there. But two angry girls in their underwear were. They threw shoes at me. I checked the courtyard. No sign of her. Finally, I thought of the roof. I made my way there, and sure enough, she was there, hanging around by herself. The wind was blowing through her long red hair. She was so beautiful. "Hey, Ken," I said, and she made a little jump. She must have been deep in thought, and I startled her out of it. "Oh, Alexander, it's just you. You scared me," she said, catching her breath. I laughed a little, and she looked at me strangely. I guess it was a little odd for me to laugh randomly like that. "Oh, it's nothing. It's just that no one calls me by that name very much. Just call me Alec, okay?" I gave her a warm smile, and she returned it without a second's thought. "All right, Alec," she said with a little purr in her voice. I chuckled and sat down next to her on the bench. It was cold up here, and she had goosebumps, even shivering slightly. So I did the most cliché thing ever. Took off my jacket and put it around her. The second I did, a huge gust of wind froze me to the core. She laughed and wrapped the jacket around the both of us, and for a few moments it was like we were cuddling, until she moved her back to me and lay down on my lap, resting her head on it. The jacket was still covering the both of us like a blanket, shielding us from the cold, windy air. I ran my fingers through her hair, just as I wrote about doing so many times. She shifted a little, and muzzled her head into my lap. "So blunt little girls like to have their hair played with, eh?" She looked up at me and smiled, flashing me a wink, and I felt my cheeks flush. She only laughed and flicked my forehead. I laughed along with her, and we both sighed for a few moments. Then she looked up at me. "When are you planning on giving me my sketchbook back?" she asked with a quirky smile and raised eyebrow. I looked away and sighed once again. "You found out about that, huh? How?" I asked. She laughed and sat up next to me, leaving a cold spot on my lap where my head once was. The area once being shielded from the cold by a warm object, now exposed to the cold air. Once she sat up, she also brought my jacket with her, so not only was my lap cold, my arms were too. She smiled at me and gave me a small kiss on the cheek. I blushed and felt the blood rise to my face. She smiled as the wind blew through her red hair. "If it wasn't the last day of school, you'd think it was October, with how windy and cold it was." "Do you have something I can write on?" she asked. I grabbed my bag and shuffled through it. The only thing I could find was a piece of napkin, so I handed it to her, and she took it, took out a pen from behind her ear, and scripted what looked like a phone number. "Here, call me," she said simply, and got up, took my jacket with her, and left. Out the door and down the stairs she went.